Hey there everyone, hope y'all are doing great today. So welcome back to my channel. This is Anna. So I wanted to share with you what I have been working on in the last, it's on and off for the last week. So I made a mini album and it's not quite finished. Just remember that this is my prototype, so I always show you guys that one first. So this is a mini album and everything that I've used to decorate are things that I have gotten that I got last year during Christmas swaps. And I just love this little family caroling in the night. And this is a street lamp that was sent to me along with these little carolers. And all I did was I did put one of the poinsettias on there. That one was a sticker from my from my stash. And this little Christmas tree, it's a little wooden Christmas tree, and that was also sent to me. This is a little snowflake that I got from the Dollar Tree, and this was also sent to me. So this is the outside. It has a 3.5-inch spine, which is this one. And I just did a quick decoration just so it wouldn't be so bare. And then the back, of course, I did nothing. And I have not done anything to the chimney just yet. I have a brick wall die that I will probably end up putting on the chimney. So anyway, so the closure is this is a magnet that I had gotten off of a box, and it's really thick, but I used it anyway because, like I said, this is my prototype. And so it closes with a magnet. It's got a cute little gingerbread right there, and it's a really strong magnet, but it's pretty thick as well. You can kind of see how thick it is, and the other half is under here. So when we open it up, it opens this way, and again, I just use stickers and whatnot that were sent to me. This little guy is so cute, and I will probably end up using this for my pictures. So I went ahead and used more of the stickers here, some of the little snowflakes. This is another snowflake from the Dollar Tree. That was kind of hard to see, kind of blended in. So these are my inserts, my signatures. It's got 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I used scraps to make flaps and whatnot. This was also sent to me in a swap, and I think I had this washi. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had this washi. And I didn't use any magnets other than the closure. I used Velcro for everything just because it was the prototype. So this closes with Velcro, or opens with Velcro, and it's got room for photos there. And I did not glue it down all the way, because if I need to tuck a photo down into part of the stocking, I can do that. This was sent to me, and then here we go. This is the first page, and then the second one also has a 2 flaps that open. And you know, after I put this tree down, I'm like, man, I really like that tree. I should have waited, but yeah, I was on a roll. And again, all this one was for my stash. I think these were sent to me, but anyway, everything was sent to me. And this was actually a bag on a topper, and I took it off and put it in here just because I really like that. And again, with Velcro, and it opens up this way. Just put a couple of stickers so the pages wouldn't be so bare. There we go. And then I'll show you the inserts in just a little bit. And then this one has a couple of pockets with a couple of mats. And here is the first one. Just put a sticker on the background of that. Put the mat back in there. And these are some cupcake liner Christmas trees. And those were kind of cute. And I just thought, well, let me stick them in there, because it was only 2 of them. And these again are from the Dollar Tree, the stickers. And then these were sent to me, and here's the other mat. And let me show you the collection that I used on this, for this one. It is the Evergreen Cabin from the Hot Buy paper pad. And so this one just has the pockets, and I used red. I I had used red for something else, and I had quite a few scraps left over, so that's why I went ahead and used them as the bottom mats. This one has a little bit of tulle there. It's hard to see if you're not, you know, right up there. And you flip the page, and this one was also a little shaker that was sent to me, and I thought it was really cute, so I went ahead and put it up there, or glued it on here along with another stocking and a snowflake. And this opens up this way. And this was actually a tag that I was in a swap last year, and I believe this one came from the swap that I participated in with Created to Create. I think that one, I'm pretty sure it was. And I just thought it was so pretty. I went ahead and took off the little string that was attached to it. Here's the little hole, and I went ahead and used it as you know, to embellish this flap right here. And then it opens up, and there's that. Plenty of room for photographs. And there we go. I just love this. I don't remember who sent it, but yeah, it's beautiful. And then on the last page, this one also opens this way. There we go. And then again with the Velcro. These little stickers came from Daiso last year. And I had bought 2 packages, and there's so many in one package, but I went ahead and stuck them on there. And these were in the swap, and I just thought somebody went through a lot of trouble to color these in, so I wanted to go ahead and make sure that I used them, and I just went ahead and glued them down, used the twine that was on there, put a little bow on there, and then a little styrofoam glitter ball right there. And this was from a sticker pack that I got at Hobby Lobby last year. They were on clearance. And right here again, I had leftover red cardstock, so I went ahead and made a small waterfall that you can put pictures in. There we go. And this one's glued down. And I wanted to make sure it stayed closed, so I just put a little seam binding ribbon on there to keep it closed. And there we go. There we go. Looks like a little present. And then the closure, I chose a flap for the closure, and this is from that same sticker pack. And you don't have to use this kind of closure. We're going to start a tutorial on the cover and the spine today, but that's all we're going to do for the first tutorial. Oh, and I didn't show you the inserts. The inserts are in the shape of the house, the front of the house, and except it's a lot thinner so they can fit in here. But I just matted the front part and left the back, I left that blank, and these go in here just like this. Now, when I was thinking that when we make the pages for this one, I may construct them just a little bit different, because they tend to get a little caught up on the folded part that's on the inside. See, like right there, that kind of gets caught. I gotta stick my hand in there and you know, put it in there the right way. But so I think I'm going to glue this down a little different. The pocket page, I think I'm going to glue that down a little differently so that they don't get caught like that. See, so I have to, and then if you don't fix it, it'll stick up, and you know, so when we get to the pages, I will figure that out, and we will go ahead and start the process. I'll show you how I made the covers, and that way you can either follow this tutorial or figure out your own dimensions on the cover. So the first thing I did was I got a piece of just regular regular paper, and then I decided how wide I needed my my covers to be, and I decided that on this one it was 6 1/4 inch wide by, I think I said 8 1/4 inch tall. So I drew a line at 6 1/4 on my paper. Let me get my pencil. So I did 6 1/4 all the way across, okay? I'm not doing this exact, so just bear with me. So let me get my trusty dirty little table protector here. Okay, so I drew a line and then I went up to 8 1/4. So, which was right there, and then I drew a line, okay? And then so I knew that's the size that I wanted, so that it would fit my inserts. Now I drew the rooftop. I think I went in at 6 inches, I believe. I went in at 5 1/2. So I measured 5 1/2 from the bottom of the sheet to the top. And then I did the same on this side to get 5 1/2 on both sides, right here. And then I drew a line from one side to the other. Guys, again, it's not going to be exact. And then I figured out the middle right here. I'm just going to eyeball it. And then I drew a line from there to here. And then on the other side again, from that corner of the house to form the peak. So that was my peak. And then I decided how wide I wanted my chimney to be. And let's say I wanted it this wide, okay? And then I shortened it from the peak. I did go down a little bit because I didn't want it as high as the peak. So I went down a little bit. And that is what I cut out, guys. I just cut it out and made me a template. So this is my template. And after I cut out my template, what I did was I went ahead and cut it on chipboard. I just traced around a piece of chipboard and I cut it out. So I have my 2 templates right here. So it's 6 1/4 wide by 8 1/4 inch tall. And I cut 2 of them, one for the front and one for the back, out of my template after I traced it onto the chipboard, and then I just cut it out. Now my spine, I cut it out at 5 7/16, which is from here to here, 5 7/16 of an inch, is from the top to the bottom right here, as you can see right there. Okay, and I did 3 1/2 inches wide because I knew I wanted a wide, you know, a wide mini album, because I wasn't sure exactly how much I was going to embellish. And then that becomes your mini album. So I have already put tape on the back of these so that they would be ready to go. So the next thing I did was I needed to cover them. And so 2 full sheets was not going to be enough to cover both front and back and then the spine. So I needed to put a 3rd one in, and I needed to make sure that the connection was back behind this piece, because that way it didn't crack anywhere else, or, you know, it was a straight piece. So what I did was I went ahead and used a full sheet. Let me move these. I used a full sheet. I cut another strip that was 2 1/2 inches wide. So that's going to go right here. And then the next full sheet is going to go next to it. So let me glue those together. And all I did was put a piece of double-sided tape and glue these together. Okay. And there's that one. So let me glue the next one. Okay, so all 3 pieces are glued together to form one. And these are down very well. Let me think I burnished it, but let me do that. Okay, so now what I am going to do is, this is the back half of my mini album. This is the front half, and this is the middle. So you see how the connector goes right on the spine of the spine, on the back of the spine. So I am just simply going to remove my double-sided tape and expose it to be glued down. Okay, so I simply am going to, I want to make sure that I have enough paper around. Yeah, this is good. So I want to make sure and center the connected pieces right to the back of this piece right here. So again, this is 5 7/16 of an inch long by 3.5 inches wide. Okay, so there's that. And then let me remove the adhesive off these. Okay, and make sure you glue your chimneys toward each other. That way you know that when they open and close, they are facing the same way. So I need a little bit of space there so that I can fold this and it not crack. But I also need this to be straight in line with my spine. And I think that's good right there. I hope I've left enough space. I think so. That way it doesn't crack. Okay, so there's that. Pieces down. Let me do the other one. Okay guys, all my pieces are glued down. So the only tricky part, I mean, this part right here is very tricky to you know, to glue down. And just for reference, let me show you. It is really hard to get that corner glued down well. I ultimately wound up putting a little bit of paint on there because some of the chipboard is not fully covered because of the angle, and I don't know how else to cover that. So I'm going to speed up the process as I cover this, but I want you to see what my struggle was, okay? So right here, guys, all I did was cut out that corner where the sections intersect. And I may have cut out too much, but I'll fix that in a little bit. And I'm going to glue these down. But before I do, I'm going to glue a piece of that piece that I cut out. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down because, and I almost didn't cut it. I almost didn't cut this one so that it would, you know, overflap. But at this point, I'm not going to throw anything away because, I've already put some work into it. Okay guys, so my suggestion to you is, so that this doesn't happen, just cut one slit right here on the page, and when you fold it over, this will cover all of this. Okay, so now I am going to go ahead and glue these flaps down, side flaps, and this is only my second run, therefore I am still learning. I just wanted to show you guys. Don't forget to tuck your corner in. I wanted to show you guys in case you wanted to give it a try, because this is such a fun photo album. It is so much fun. I really did enjoy making it, but I'm still learning. We're learning together. So there is that corner, and of course you can use double-sided tape for this. I just chose glue because I'm still learning, and it's not, you know, I'm still learning. So there's that. Glue that down. Now, besides that, all I have done is I burnished this down a little bit, just so I don't lose track of that fold. Now I have to glue this down, and what I am thinking is that I'm going to cut along this right here, but not the other side just yet. So probably cut right here. I hope you guys can see that, so that I can glue this down. Right here, like this. Okay, so all I did was glue these flaps down. I did burnish the little corners so it'll flatten out a little bit more. Not that they were real bad, but that way it's less bulky. Now, for me, the trickiest part of the entire album is the chimney. Now this I will probably just cut, I think that's what I did, just cut down, fold this flap in and glue that down, cut this way, fold that, glue that down. But this little angle, so let me do the easier one first. I don't want to cut right at the seam because that folds. Let me look at the other one. So I did cut straight down. I'm going to fold this over and glue this down. Okay, so here we go, guys. Let me try to figure this out again. I think I cut this down this way. What I do to one, I do to the other, so that even if they're not done well, at least they match. So I am going to, I need to fold this side right here over, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut, let me cut it at an angle. But I think that's what I did the last time. So I'm going to cut an angle for this one as well. I'll cut this down just a tad. Okay. I don't want to cut that just yet. Okay, so if I fold this over, I think I cut all the way to the end, but let me make sure. Yeah, I did. And this is where I had added a little bit of just a tiny bit of paint. I don't want the paper to tear. So that is going to go this way. I think I can safely cut this off right here. I'm going to go ahead and glue that down. I don't know what it's gonna look like quite yet. Let me tuck that corner in so it doesn't stick out. And then glue that down. Okay, and then I'm going to burnish that little corner so it'll be flat. Okay, now this one is going to go this way, and see how that little corner is exposed? What if I cut a little piece to cover that right there, just so it's not brown when I wrap this over? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that, guys. And all I do is just cut a little scrap. I am going to put that right there. Here we go. Yeah, not too bad. You see that? Not too bad. So I am going to cut this down just a little bit more. This is going to go down that way. This is going to have to be cut. And another, that's another end that is exposed because there isn't enough paper to cover that. And I want that covered because once I put the inside liner on there, I can't get it that close to the edge of the house. That's why I am piecing it. So there's another piece. I'm just going to glue that down. You know what, guys? I think this is working all right. I'm going to do that. I am just going to glue this little piece down. I just cut a little angle, you know, just a little point right there. And I'm going to glue that down. I mean, if you guys know a better way to do this, please, by all means, let me know. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let me get that straight edge again. Yeah, that'll work right there. Okay. Got that one. Oh, I didn't do the other side, but I know that I need a couple of pieces. I need one right here. I'm gonna glue that down, which is the chimney of the back side. I'm gonna glue that down. And then I need one for this corner. Right here. All right, those are the pieces that we need. We need these corners right here, and we need the inside corners of the chimney, okay? So then we can continue to glue. I am going to cut this little point straight down, and then I have to miter this. I don't want to miter it too much because I don't want to expose a lot of the, okay, what did I do here? I cut straight down. And then mitered this a little bit. And then I think I cut this down a little. I don't know. I don't remember. Anyway, so you just have to go along and you have to, I mean, honestly, you just have to figure out which angles you need to cover, which ones you don't. And this is the beauty of getting our projects done. So I'm going to glue this little piece down. I'm going to glue this little piece down. You know, and I don't have any tie-back. Otherwise, I'd probably put it right here, just so that this opening doesn't, you know, get damaged over time. I think this needs to be cut a little bit closer. I'm going to glue this down. And I didn't tuck my corner in, so I've got a little bit of a spike there. I'm going to tuck this corner in though. And then I am going to glue this down. I know it looks like a hot mess right now. It really does, and I understand, but once we cover this, it's gonna look so much better. So let me glue this down. I'm going to tuck my corner in. And then glue it down. I am pleased with it so far, guys. My corner all the way up. And then I am going to, what did I do here, guys? I think I cut at an angle, I believe. That one. Cut at an angle here because it's a corner. And I'm going to glue this down first before I start cutting more. Glue this down. All right, and then glue this one down. All right, guys, this is the start of our mini album. I know that looks very choppy, and that's okay. It's not gonna stay like this. So our book folds nice and neat. There we go. Our spine, it's got those two connectors, and we're gonna cover this. So we are going to cut the inside of the mini album, but before that we need to, I'm going to go ahead and make the spine of our mini album. And for that, let me get rid of some of this. Okay, guys, for our spine, and I wrote everything on my template so that I wouldn't lose it. So for our spine, we need cardstock that is 9 by 5 7/16. I guess I forgot the 1, but 5 by 7/16 of an inch. Okay, so this is going to, and the reason that it is 5 7/16 is because it matches our spine exactly. Right here, from top to bottom. We need, at least I feel like we need for it to go from top to bottom so that it will have a little more strength and it'll be a little more durable. So we're going to score this on the 9-inch side. We are going to score at 1.5, 2, 2.5, 3 1/4, 3 3/4, 4 1/4, 5, 5.5, 6, 6 1/4, 7 1/4, and 7.5. So those are going to be our score marks. And as you can see, I have already scored that. So this is going to be, this holds the first page, and this is the spacing between the pages, which is 3/4 of an inch. So these are 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. This is one space. This is for the next insert, a space, insert, space, and insert. Okay. So now what we're going to do is, before I fold them, because for me it's easier, before I fold them, I am going to put tape on the, right here on the thinner. Let me see if I have tape that is a little bit, yeah, this one's too thick. Okay. So I am going to put tape along the very first page. Let's see if I can find something to cut it with. That first page, okay. Ugh. Along that, I'm sorry, where the first page goes, I'll take that out. And then, because those are going to be folded upward this way, okay. And then I'm going to skip this one for now, or maybe I'll just go ahead and put the tape on there. Let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have put tape on the back of my spine. So these are the parts that are going to go glued down on this side of the house, on either side. And these are the gussets that are going to go in the middle. So we're going to pinch the 2 1/2-inch ones together, okay. And I have already put some double-sided tape on that, and I couldn't get that out. It's just a piece of, so I am going to go ahead and add glue anyway, just because I know that it's going to carry a little bit of weight, and I want to make sure it's not going to come apart. Okay, so there is that. Okay, there's that one. Now I am going to pinch the next two together like that and glue that one down as well. So I remove my tape. And there's that one. Let it adhere. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I will be right back. I'm trying to make this video shorter because it just takes such a long time for it to upload when they're longer, and I've got to get to work at some point. So there, I'm going to get 2 more of those done, and I'll be right back. Okay guys, I have made all my little pleats here, and I went ahead and put tape on the front. This is where our pages are going to be glued to. So I went ahead and put tape on each side on each one of the gussets here. Okay, and then the back has, of course, the adhesive, and this is going to be glued onto this, to your cover. So this is the way it's going to be glued on. So I want to get the same amount, as close to 3/4 of an inch on each side, which is what each little gusset is. So this is going to be right at that line, right at the line of the top. I mean, there's less than 1/8 of an inch left on the top. And since this kind of glues down on contact, I'm going to put liquid glue on there so it'll slide a little bit, and it'll give me a little bit of time to adjust that. So let me remove this tape. So I've removed all the backing to the tape. I am going to go ahead and put glue all around. That way it'll give me just a little bit of time to go ahead and make those adjustments that I need. Okay. And this is the art glitter glue that I just love. Okay. Now you may see my big old head, but I just want to make sure that I'm getting it right in the center.
This way. You know what? There's a little piece of tape sticking at the bottom. I don't want it to be all sticky, so let me cut that off. Now, okay, how about right there? Not the bottom.
Okay. I do. Okay. So before I press these down real firmly, I'm going to press the middle ones in, along with the side of each one. And then I'm going to take my bone folder, and I am going to follow that fold line right here, right in the center. I'm not burnishing super hard, just hard enough to get that imprint of the fold. And this one is right here. There we go. Okay, guys, it's looking better, isn't it? Okay. Oh, we're getting there. Okay. Burnish a little bit more because I don't want it to crack. There we go. There's that. Burnish this one a little bit more. And notice that I'm not using the tool that I normally use to score. I'm using my bone folder, which is softer than that metal tool that I use, because I don't want to tear the paper. And there's our corner. There we go, guys. Yes, we're getting there. So this is pretty much centered. This looks like it's got a tiny bit more space than that, but that's okay. And there is our beginning of our album. So now this is where you get to decide what kind of closure you want. Well, not really. You don't have to decide that yet. But we need to go ahead and cover the inside so it doesn't look like that. And the way I did that was I took my template and I traced it on to white 110-pound cardstock. And then I just cut off like maybe 1/8 of an inch on each side. And that is what I stuck on here. So, let me see. My BFF sent me this from out of state. And I don't know if I want to use this for the inside or not. I better not. I better wait. Let me get some 110-pound cardstock. Okay, and I am simply going to trace this onto the cardstock and then just reduce it within my guys. So all I did was trace my album, my cover template onto a sheet of white 110-pound cardstock, and I cut just inside the line. And I actually use my scissor as a guide. Because it has a straight edge. That way I can get the same measurement all the way around. And I'll show you how much I've cut off here in a second. So this is how much I've cut off. It's about 1/8 of an inch. So I will do that all the way around. And on the chimney, I cut a little bit less so that it could cover more of that corner, that edge. And again, right here, I just did a little bit less when I got to this corner. And that's how much I cut off on that corner. Okay, so after I did that, I went ahead and I tested it to see how it's going to look. If I like my cut. If not, I will cut another one, but it goes right up to the edge, guys. I put it right before that score line. I've already done the other side, but right before the score line, and it covers up, you know, relatively well. You know, like I said, it's not perfect, but I think that me as the maker of the album, I think I will notice that a lot quicker than somebody that didn't make the album, that's looking at everything else. So yes, the corners may not be perfect. And like I said, if you have a suggestion, I would be more than happy to try it out. Okay, and then I just glued the edges and put it down. So I'm going to do that.
And my glue is coming right up to the edge, making sure that I cover those corners really well. And I'm trying to stay in frame, that's why my lines are not as straight as they normally are. Oh, it needs to fall here. Okay. And then I will put this down.
Paying more attention to the top than I do the bottom. And I think I've got it. Yep. That looks good. At least to me it does. This one came up just a little bit, but it's gonna have to stay like that because it's down. Yeah, it doesn't show through. So I made sure that I didn't go past my fold there, okay? And we got through it, guys. We got through the mini album cover, okay? So now in my next tutorial, we will start to do the inserts. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you've learned a little something, and I hope you follow along. Play it again, follow along, cut your measurements, make your template, and the signatures are going to be 6 by 6. They may be a little bit shorter because I think I wrote that down wrong. At least that's what I had wanted them to be. But anyway, so they're going to be a little bit shorter than that because I couldn't do 6 by 6. I could only do like 5 1/4, I think. These again are your measurements to score your spine. You cut a piece of paper or cardstock at 9 by 5 7/16 of an inch, and these are the marks where you're going to score, and then you're going to make your little flaps here. All right, guys, I will talk to you later, and I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, and we'll go on with the next one.